friends, Marlene here from Uniquely Ella. I'm glad you're here. I have a little craft with me video today. Hopefully it won't take too long like all my videos. First of all, thank you to everyone that has gained quite a few followers here. Thank you so much, and thank you for the wonderful comments. You guys are the best. This is a wonderful community. You guys are amazing. Just reading your comment, they uplift me everywhere, on Instagram, on YouTube, everywhere. Thank you so much. And all of my media links are underneath, and I would love it if you follow me on Instagram if you don't already do, because I'm there every day doing something. I also opened an Instagram, guys, for you that are garden lovers. I opened an Instagram just to keep my garden pictures separated from my regular crafting pictures. Actually, the gardening Instagram is like a little selfish thing, because it's really like for me mainly to keep a journal, like a visual journal of how my garden does every year. But anyway, it's there if you guys want to follow. Okay, so let's get to today's business. Today I have a super fun video that was inspired by my friend Ivett. She is over at Turquoise Bay Studios on Instagram. Here on YouTube, I'm going to do all her links underneath. She's been away from YouTube for a little while, actually quite a few years, and now she's back, and she's amazing. She used to journal, she used to craft and stuff back when I did it many years ago. So we were friends from back then. And now she's back, and she's amazing. She's a wonderful educator. She explains things so well. And she has such a soothing voice. I love just putting her and just listening to her. So go and check her out. She explains a lot better how to do this than I probably will, but I'm going to try my best. Today, I'm going to try to duplicate this. I did one as like a mock-up one, and then I'm going to try to duplicate it and show you as I do it. I think this turned out so cute. You know how this started? This is an envelope, and this is all her idea. I have been here many years, and I've never seen it quite done this way, and it's so easy. I don't think I have. If somebody has done it, I haven't seen it, but I made this out of a brown paper bag, guys. Yes, it's an envelope out of a plain brown paper bag, and I'm going to show you in a little bit, try to explain how we did it. But first, let me have you take a look at this pretty baby. This can be like an insert. This can easily go in I'm thinking of the center of a journal. It can also go on top of a journal. Wouldn't that be nice? As the little presentation things that I always like to add to my journals, guys. So I think this would be cute for something like that, or even to gift out, or maybe to gift out maybe with my little bundles that I make. I don't know, but I love it. And this is how I chose to do mine. I gaudy it up like I always do all my stuff. But you can make it very plain, or you can build on it as much as you want, or you can just leave it simple, which looks very beautiful. So, okay, so what I used was my little German twine to tie it up. And you really can't really tell that it's an envelope, but when I start undressing it, you will see that it is. And I tied it 3 times. I was going to go with like a little seam binding, but then, it was going to be too thick. I didn't want to cover her pretty little face. And by the way, I've used a lot of digitals here from different ladies. Like, you'll see all these bunch of pretty ladies. I'll point them out. This is from my sweet friend Lidia over at Raindrop Lila on Instagram. She has a digital store also. And this is a fairly recent kit that she has out, and I love it. These ladies are so beautiful. These young little Victorian girls. They can go with just about anything, and I'm going to link her store also. So what I did for the top of the envelope, see, now you'll be able to see that it's an envelope. It's a little bit more visible now that it's an envelope. But what I did is that I created this little tag that I went ahead and I covered it up, because underneath it you can feel that there's some stenciling, except I covered it up, but it still looks nice. And then I had this piece of fabric. It's kind of like sheer, but it's got some deep blue in it. I thought that went well. And I love that, and I've been wanting to use it. I had it on my little scrap pile, and I've been wanting to use it, so I used it up here, and then I just backed the image up with some of my old book pages that you can crinkle up and make it look all beat up, if you like. And a little bit of fabric here, and then I gave her like a little upside down crown, I'm going to call it, right here. This is from Boho Daydreams, where I get all of my, most of my, because I also buy from Felt Better. I think I'll show you in a little bit, but this is from Sheila over at Boho Daydreams, and it's a Facebook group, and you order through her, and I'm going to link her name underneath, so you can go look her up. So I just have like this little floating little taggy thing that you can journal in the back here. And now we get to the meaty part of the envelope. So you see the shape of the envelope, that's the bag. And what I chose to do is that I sandwiched it between this sheer fabric that I haven't used in a while, and I loved it. And then here I did a little bit of layering. I'll show you how I do that later on, step by step. But this is the envelope when you open it up. There's also another floating thing here. I have this big journaling card. This is from Ruby and Pearl, from one of her kids. And I think this is from Ruby and Pearl, also from one of her kids. She's amazing. We all know her. We love her. I'm going to link her store underneath. And I love this kit. So I just have that little floating little journaling card, just kind of like you can see a little bit poking out, but not too much. And I backed it up with dictionary book page. And then here I made this little cluster out of a tag. I'm going to show you in a little bit. The tag that I'm going to use for the demonstration purpose is a little bit different, but a tag. I have another one of her girls here, a slide that I'm going to show you how I'm going to camouflage that a little bit, an envelope, and then another little tag. This is from Tracy Fox. I'm going to link her. I use a lot of her tags. I still love her tags. They're like my favorite, I think, and I'm going to link her underneath. So this is another little floaty. And then here, what I did is that I had some of these brads. They're kind of like a one-prong brad. See how it's just one prong? Isn't it odd? I've had this, I think I found this junking around, and I think I don't know where I found it. I want to say here where I live. I don't know where that's from, but I love it. And I had two blue ones, and I just needed a little touch of sparkle in the corner, and I went with that. And this is also from Ruby, from Heather, Ruby and Pearl. And I just slide it right there, and there's a little something in there I'll show you later. So there's lots of little stuff going on. And then the envelope, what I did is that I went ahead and I sewed on the sides. You don't have to. I'll show you how I did all that. This is the back. And then on the inside you have like two little slots. You have one slot here, and then you have the slot in the back. And then what I did is I just loaded it up with all kinds of I want to say this is, I don't know who this is, but I'm going to link it underneath. It's either, Raindrop Lilac, or it could be Azure. It could be, I'll show you in a little bit. If it is, I'll show you the kit. So that goes right back here. I'll show you how these little slots come to be. And then on this one I know this is Ruby and Pearl, and I love the subtle blue back here in the sky. I love that. And I backed them up with some little book pages, and then another pretty girl. Isn't she stunning? She's so beautiful. She's just beautiful. So this is from Raindrop Lilac. So that's how I decided to stuff my little envelope thingy. So I'm going to show you how I did mine. So let me put all this away and let's get started. Let me show you what I'm going to use. It's so much fun, guys, and it's so easy. Okay, so let's get started. Let's put this away and get the party started. Now, what inspired me was Ivett over at Turquoise Bead Studios. Her kit and her tutorial that she did on that. And I said, you know what, I'm going to use her Azure. It's called Azul Celeste is the name of the kit. And I love it. Look how pretty that is. And they're like these prints. Look, I didn't use it all. You'll be able to tell I couldn't because I didn't have enough room. This will make up just beautiful backgrounds for just about anything. So let me quickly show you her kit. Look at this. I knew I had to use this, and I knew I wanted like this darker flower there. Maybe is it like this? Oops. Isn't that beautiful? And then I love all these geometric. I love this. Is one of my favorite. It's so soft and subtle, and I love how she did the border here and all that shading. She's very talented. Look how pretty. And then she's got that beehive little print in the back. I love this too. This can be a background page. And then this one I really love, like a tweed, or I love that. That can be a background. And then look at this. Looks like some fancy tile work. Aren't they beautiful? I love this kit. So this is Azul Celeste from Turquoise Bay Studio, Ivett. And she's also the creator of the little tutorial for the little envelope pocket thingy going on. Okay, so let's get started. So don't be intimidated. It's just a brown paper bag. But guys, this is so easy. I mean, again, go to her. Like I said, she will explain it a zillion times better than I will. But I'm just going to, in my crude way, I'm just going to kind of show you how I thought about doing it. So it's just a brown paper bag. And I'm sure you can make this a bigger paper bag, or a smaller paper bag will make a smaller little envelope. I think that would be so cute. So what you do first is that you kind of deconstruct the folds. That's how I want to think it. I'm going to deconstruct the folds. So let's make sure I get this right. First, I open the envelope like this. And all you're going to do to me in my head is reverse these creases. You see this crease right here? You see that? This crease here? You're going to reverse that crease. And you see this crease. The first mistake I made is that I created a new crease underneath. No, no, no. All you do is reverse. You just reverse that crease. Turn it inside out. Look. I found the crease, and then with my fingers, I just go like that and just kind of like reverse it. This is the easy one. The other one's a little bit harder. See? I just reverse the crease, and then I brought the reverse all the way to the little tip here. And just reverse, reverse, reverse. Okay, I'm going to go to the other side, and let me see if I start on the little crease here, on the little corner, and just kind of hold it. And then with my finger, I'm just going like this, like unscratching it or something. And then just reverse, reverse, reverse. Oh wait, this one. Just got to make sure you do the crease, not next to it, not before it. The exact same crease. That's the trick. Just the exact same crease, like reverse it. So now when you get to the little corner here, I just found the crease, and I did the same thing. I reversed it. Found the little crease, and I pinched it, and then reversed the whole thing. You see? You see how I reversed? See that? That's it. Then I'm going to go to the other side, and I'm going to start over here, and just reverse it. Sometimes it's hard to see, and sometimes you want to create a new crease, but no, don't do that. Use the same crease. This one's a little harder to do. Use the same crease and just reverse it. Reverse it. Like that. Like that. Okay? So once you've done that, see, it's starting to take shape. Once you've done that, see, you got it. Let me just get my little glass mat, because I need a flat surface. So then you might need to poke a little something. I'm going to use my bone folder, but you can use whatever you like, just to make sure that your little corners. But I'm telling you, if you reverse the creases like I just did, your corners are just going to be so smooth. Okay, so that's it. You see? You see? Make sure I got that crease. Yep, I did. And then you just kind of go over it with something. See, this one, you see this one, the crease is here, and I folded it there. And that's a no-no. So I want to just reverse the exact. Yeah, I want to reverse the exact same. That's it. That's all you got to worry about. It's the sides and this. That's it. That's it. You're kind of done. I'm just going to go over it. How simple is this? Hello? I got it on the first. Usually I have to watch something a few times because I'm like a real slow learner. But this I got like this. Okay, so that's it. That's your flap. That's your envelope flap. So, since that's your envelope flap, let's go ahead and give it the official envelope flap fold. Okay, so that's the envelope flap fold. See that? But I like to leave a little bit. You could, I guess you could fold it right on the, but I like to leave a little bit because I just want a little bit of the paper bag to show all the way around. I think that makes it interesting. And how I did mine, excuse me, you don't have to, but let me just take everything out of the envelope. How I did mine is that mine, I guess you could, this is up to you how far up you want to leave it. I left mine like a little bit, maybe an inch, maybe almost an inch. So I'm going to leave it like, yeah, maybe almost an inch. This is all eyeballing stuff. That's how I work. I don't really measure anything. So that's it, guys. This is your envelope. That's it. Hello, this is it. How simple is this? Could you imagine this like smaller? How cute would that be? So from this, we're going to go to this, and I'm going to show you how. So what I chose to do with mine, what she did with hers is that she glued it. What I chose to do with mine is that I sewed it because I just need an excuse to sew. So I'm going to come back and show you. I made one just like this one, which I don't have here. And then what I did, and I was going to make like a generic template so that I can use it again and again. But I realized making quite a few of these, I don't know what that is. I don't know why that is. But the template didn't really work. It was either too little on some or too big on some. So I think the bags are all like a little different. And then the way you fold them here, you're always going to be off. You're never going to get it exactly. So a template to cover all these areas, you know, to have like a pre-made template, all you got to do is trace whatever paper you're using and flop it out. That didn't work for me. So in my case, every single envelope that I made, I had to make it from scratch. I had to, you know, draw the material, draw the paper by hand, every single paper. For example, I'm going to do, let's say I'm going to do the flap right here. Okay, you wanna, how you want the paper is what's gonna go underneath. Because if you do this, if you do this, you're making the template for really the back. For really the back. So, and if you turn it around after you cut it, it's not gonna fit because these ends are different. I don't know if I'm explaining myself, but anyway, you wanna put your paper underneath and the template on top, always, so that it comes out exactly how you want it. So what I did is that I cut my white edges off, of course, and then I put whatever area I was going to work on, I put it on top. I trace it with the pencil because that's how I work. Then I took it off and cut it, and there we go. I have my template. If I'm working on this piece right here and I want to cover that up, I'm going to put my paper underneath. Draw it and cut it, right? If I'm going to work on the inside flap, remember we did the outside flap. If I'm going to work on the inside flap, same thing. I'm going to put my paper underneath, what I'm going to draw or cover on top, and then I made a little mark and a little mark, and one like that, and then just cut it. And then I have my piece for the top. So that's how I did it. The back, the same thing, same thing. Whatever paper I'm going to use on the bottom, my template on top, and then just reverse it. That's it. So all this to say that you cannot make I could not find a way to make a generic template that I can use over and over again. It didn't work for me. These papers are off a little bit. These bags or something's off, but it didn't work. But that's no big deal. You saw how fast that was. This doesn't take a big deal to do these little templates. So let me show you what I did for the sake of the little tutorial so that we can, you know, move along. I went ahead and covered my, I did the same thing that you just saw. But I'm an inker. I love to ink. So I went ahead and I inked. I used my distresser. What am I using? Vintage Photo with my little beat up little thing that I love. And I went ahead and I just inked. And then I went and cut all my pieces of paper. And I inked. And because this is probably common sense and somebody, you know, doesn't need to do this. But I need to do it because that's how my brain works. I like things easy. What I did is that I went ahead and I numbered the pieces that are going to go on the different areas. So let's move that and do one area at a time. So every single area is numbered, and I've already pre-cut the paper for it. And for the cover here, basically I'm working with two, and it was hard because you've got some real pretty ones. I thought of using this one, but then I fell in love with the flower one. Let me show you. So I'm really using two, which is really like a shame. I'm using this one right here and that real pretty soft dainty one. Let me see where it is. Let me show you like this one. I love that. Can you see that? I love it. So those are the two that I'm mainly using. Okay? So, like that. See? And you see how you can still see some of the brown paper around it? I love that. Like a lot. A lot. So let's get started. Let's start gluing real quick so I can show you. And I'm using that fabric tack. And you know, guys, what I like about the fabric tack is the fact that you can add acetone and thin it out. I love that. I got some acetone on the road. Our last little getaway, I got some acetone. I got some nail polish remover. I figured I'll do my nails before we get to vacation. And the nail polish remover was acetone free. I'm like, why are they doing that? I guess, you know, maybe some people are allergic to acetone. So I ruined a little bit of my, wasn't a big deal. It was kind of like adding water to oil. There was no mixture. But the fabric tack and the acetone is awesome. Okay, so here's number 2. Watch me be talking and not even pay attention to my simple number thing. See, so this is number 2. Wait a minute. Yeah, number 2 is like this because this is going to get glued on here. So let me just glue that on first. So we want it to be like one piece. Just one piece like that. And then this is my number 2 piece. I mean, it helped that I already inked all this. It's so simple to do this. You just sit there and do like a whole bunch and do them kind of like, I have these digitals that I call essentials. They're kind of like neutrals, or I don't know, they just kind of go with everything. So I'm thinking I'm going to do a whole bunch of these with my essential kit and just leave them kind of blank. You know, like how I do these, which I've shown you before, but I'll show it to you again. Let me just put a little bit more glue down here. I guess I didn't put enough, because I want this to be one solid piece. See, I do these. Let me show you. See, I call these essentials. I do these little beginning tucks, and I make them all like generic, I call them. And that way they're ready, kind of semi-ready. So when I have a journal, I can just sew, add a little extra, put some color paper, and then I make these generic little, that's what these are. That's what these are. that you'll see me use in a little bit. So I'm thinking I'm going to add, I have like this little generic little slot, like a long little slot thing over there. And I think I'm going to add these to my generic area so that I have them ready to go. So this is number 3. Yeah, so I was missing my craft room. And I've been taking a little rest, like a little creative rest from making journals, guys, because last year I did so many journals. Oh my, I'm so grateful that everybody liked them and they all found happy homes. But I was like on a roll, you know, like when you go on these creative, it's almost like a frenzy. You go on this creative and you just can't get enough and you want to do more journals. So I took like a mental creative break from journals because I don't know about you, but journal making for me is different. It's different than regular crafting. It's very intense. I can't explain it. So it was so intense that I was like, wait a minute, I need to take a little break. You see, that goes like that. And then there's, see that? I'm going to sew that, but there's this little, you can leave this blank if you want like that, but I didn't. I covered it up and it's number 6. See? 6. That's going to be number 6 because when I put my little things that I'm going to fill it in, I wanted to see some of the pretty color. But you can perfectly leave it. It looks just as beautiful like that. But anyway, so I took like a little break, like a long break, which helped me, you know, with the garden. I was concentrating on other things. But I miss making journals. It's been way too long. So I think I'm going to go on another journal making frenzy, I call it. Because it's like addictive. Once you start, you're like, oh, what's the next one going to be? And how is this going to be? And this insert. And you get so caught up in it that at the end, when I decided to take the little journal making break, I was like a little, I don't want to say stressed because there's nothing stressful about this. Let's face it. But I was like, you know how when you kind of need a break? I don't know why, but you just kind of need to like recharge your creativity. Even though you're creative in other things, but like I said, journal making is a thing on its own. So I do want to have this little, this has a name. Thumb holder or something. I don't know, it has a name. In our community it has a name, but I was gonna call it half a circle. So I want to cut it off because I want to have that little thumb grabber thingy. Please let me know what the proper English name is for this. I want to say something to do with the thumb, but I'm not sure. So I wanted to create that. Let me see. Let me cut a little more here. Perfect. So now I have my little thumb grabber, whatever you call it. Let me just ink that before I forget. See that? See that? So now when I have my little slot here and open it up, I see color. So let's keep going. Number 5 is this big one right here. And I think I want to leave this. She has like a little grungy top here, and I think I want that to show. So let's do that. So yeah, so I've been gathering supplies and getting some ideas to organize my space for the upcoming seasons. And I've come up with one idea I'm going to share with you later that I don't know why I didn't think about that before. And it's going to make my life a lot easier. And because you guys, I've already said this before, I'm a very visual person. That's why my room is full. Everywhere you look, there's something to look at. Because I need that sense. I need the, how do you say, sensory thing. I need that. So I need to have things out. So I come up with an idea. I hope I get it. I ordered it. I already have some of those things, but I ordered it and I hope I get it on time. My Jane will order it for me. So I'm going to share that with you. So this is the back. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's it. That's it. So I'm going to go, that's it, see? All done. We're done. So I'm going to go sew this up because that's how I'm going to close my flap. And I'll come right back. I'll be right back. Okay, friends, so I'm back from sewing the little edges. So now we're going to get to the decorating part of the little envelope. So let's get her done, okay? I have gone and we're not going to need that anymore. I pre-cut some goodies here. I hope this is not too dark. I don't think it is. Let me just see. I don't think so. You all let me know if it's too dark. I don't think it's too dark. Let me just move it back a little bit. Okay, so I pre-cut a few things. So let's start on the flap. This is the flap. And I know for a fact that I want to veil it a little bit. But this is too long. So I'm gonna grunge it up. I mean, it doesn't even look like an envelope when I get done with it. And that was kind of sort of what I was looking for, what I was like aiming for. Let's just tatter the edges off. And this is a little too much tattering here going on. Okay, so what I think I want to do, see, I like that. You cannot really see a whole lot. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to use my glue gun, and then I'm going to take advantage of the little prints here, the little prints that's in the fabric, to put a little dab of the glue so you can't really see it. That's the awesome thing about that we're not scrapbooking, because all this acid glue, you know, acid-free glue and all that, with our crafting, it doesn't really matter. Oop, I like that. I like that a lot. A lot. Okay, so I think I had already cut a little piece of the blue, which is just like a little extra. Let me just tatter that up a little bit. This is the fun part, and this goes pretty fast because, especially if I already made one, I kind of sort of know what I'm going to use. Yeah. Oh yeah. But I want to use this flower like this. There we go. A little bit of glue. And a little bit of glue here like that. Just to hold it in place. This isn't really holding anything. It's just like a, I don't know, an extra layer of yumminess. Can you see what I'm doing? I always forget. A little bit of glue, not too much. You can't even see the glue once you do all that you gotta do. That. But then I have this little space here, and I'm going to use this piece. And thank God that I had enough for both. This must have come off a garment, because this looks like a little bit of crocheting or something there. Yeah, I like that. Oh, I like that. Let me stretch that a little bit. Perfect. That'll work. Then maybe I'll just do a few little, just a few. I'm gonna need more glue. I really need to invest on a nice glue gun. So if you guys have found one and you happen to have a link to it, I would so appreciate it, because I just don't do well with glue guns. Okay, so that's that. Now the inside, I also want to veil that. I don't know, I just did. So I go to my handy dandy scrappy thing in here. And I don't really need a lot, just need a little piece. And of course, I want to, like a little piece that I can just pat it off. Make it like here. I hope this will tear. Like that. Kind of like that. I want that piece. Not tearing, no problem. I can get you to tatter. There you go. I just want that little piece, that little layer in the back, kind of like peeking through. See, when you do that, I like that. But this is a little bit too long. A little bit too long. Too tattery. And I think that's perfect. That's perfect, and I kind of want it to do that a little bit. That'll work. That will work. You know, I'm going a little bit fast for the sake of the video, but you know, we take our time and we enjoy everything, and you know, I'm just going a little fast just to kind of show you. So see, now we're looking like it's not a file folder anymore. And then here I had that little brad, and I'm going to use this hole puncher. The second one is the first one we all know, like the first little hole puncher is real thin. The second one is perfect. It's like smaller than a regular hole puncher, just like a dab, like. And I know this is awkward and big, but it just, I don't know, to me it just has like the perfect little hole. I mean, it's barely noticeable, but I know. So here's that wonky brad thing that only has one prong, but it's okay. I'll take it. Okay, so that's that. Then in the back here, I had a piece of this wide seam binding because I wanted to, like, let me just tatter that up and tatter that up because I want it to kind of like peek, another layer, peek to the front. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, I like that. Wait, let's just cut this off. So let's just add the little extra layer here. Almost at the edge. And then since it's so wide, we'll just fold that over like that. That'll work. So now I have that little peekaboo. See that? Maybe tatter it a little bit more. Just a little extra layer. So I'm liking that. Okay, so now for my little inserts. Let's see what I have here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm just looking through all my stuff. I know that this is a go, and I already inked this. For the sake of time, I already inked it. And I know that I want to put this one all the way in the back. All the way in the back. And it's going to peek through a little bit. Because it is. See, that's perfect. It's gonna peek through. This little extra layer is giving me a little bit of bulk, but that's okay, I don't mind. What else? This one just kind of floats. I remember I wanted that floating. This little one that I haven't inked. This is just a little journaling, extra little papers I had around my desk. And I always like to, even, you know, when I do my little envelopes, I always like to put stuff in them. So this will go inside, and I'll have the little blue part facing up. This will go here because I know this little envelope's going to dangle from this little corner, so we'll put that aside. These little envelopes I found junking around, and I love them. And I ran a whole bunch of them through an embossing folder. So I like that. And then I have my little Greek cards. And this little Greek card fit here perfectly. So that's the little surprise that's going to go in there. We have, what do we have? We have her. I like her a lot. Which is, let me look at my example. And see. And see what I did here. These are my examples. Let me just put them over here so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Now, for this little tag that I love, this one I used the girl with the bun. I like her a lot. And I kind of have it, let me put this aside. And this aside so I don't have a big cluttery area. I had her kind of peeking like that, like that. That's how I had her, and I like that a lot. So, she's going to go in here. And I backed her up with that paper that I just love. Love. Right there. And then I had a little something of gold in the top of her little head. And I have to order again because this is all I have left. So I'm getting like a panic attack. It looked like a little upside down crown. I think see how pretty this embossing is. It's almost a shame to cover it, but it's okay. I know it's there. Yeah, this piece right here. I like this piece a lot. I like the little diamond shape, little crystals. So I think I'm going to put that right there. Yeah, right there. Like that. I could have put it the other way where it looked like a crown, but I like it this way. Okay, so that's another little insert. So that's done. Okay, and then she's part of the layering that's going on in here. You know, all the layers that I'm going to build up. So, let me see where I put my little thingies that I'm going to need for the layer. So I think I just backed her up with like book pages. I think that's all I did. It was just backed her up with like, like book pages, which is what we're going to do here. Which doesn't have to be like a lot. That'll work. You know, more or less. I think the wonkier this whole thing comes out, the prettier it is. Okay, so my scrappy stuff. And then I am going to ink this off a little bit before I glue it. And that's just to build my tag. I'm trying to build this tag, all the layers. So that's her for building my tag. These are so pretty. This is Raindrop Lila, Lydia. I love her digitals. Okay, so she's done. What I did to my tag is that I added a little touch of blue, and I used one of my digitals. I think this is Springtime in the Garden collection. I'm not sure, but I'll link it underneath. And I like this so much because I use this little piece on my tag here. That's what that little piece is. But I could use that little piece. I could use that. But I love these little birds so much. They're so cute. I think I'm going to use a little bird somehow. Some way. You are going to miss my love, babe. Okay, here we go. No, you do not want me to sing. Yeah, that'll work. Somehow I'll use the little birds up here. You're only going to see a little peek of it. And then, of course, you can journal all over this, and you can journal in the back and everything else. I'm really working on not overthinking things. This whole year, I haven't done too many journals this year yet. Because spring and then summer is like my busiest garden season. But my goal was not to overthink things in my creative putting together stuff. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, and then I do have a little, well, for this one I am going to need a little bigger hole. And then I think I put like a little backing for the eyelet hole. I think on the other one I did, which is just a piece of paper, really. And then I'm going to do this to it. Yeah, just a little piece of book page, just to kind of back up the little eyelet, little hole that I'm going to open up now. So, and it also gives me like a nice, I can center it and I know where my little hole is going to be at. And then for this one, because I am going to put like a piece of, like a thick piece of, a heavier piece of sari, I do want the hole that's like just a little bit bigger, which is that one. That'll work. That'll work. Okay, and then for the sari, I wanted something like in a deep blue. Is it like a blue? I think this one I'm going to use. Let me see. Oh, I like this blue. That'll work. That'll be like my little tag dangle here. Let me see. And of course, guys, I already inked this tag. I didn't do it on camera, but oh, I like that. I already inked it. I inked the back. And then I have these little tags that I went like crazy punching them, and I went crazy stamping them. Oh wait, I want to ink this, grunge it up a little bit, and then nobody's gonna see the back, but I will. And then I just found this piece of string on my scrappy stuff, and that's gonna go here. Of course, you're trying to do this on film, and there we go. And then I'm just going to tie a little knot because there's no way I can make it go through twice. Just a little knot like that, just for like a little movement up there. I was going to put like a sparkly something, but then I've got that little sparkly brad in the corner, and I thought that would be too much. But this is kind of cute, you know. And all I'm going to do is bring it around the front and just tie it, because I want to see the little legs of this little natural color twine. must have taken this from somewhere because there's a little knot here at the end. So that's good. Perfect little tag and a little bit of movement there. Okay, for my layers, all the way on the very top, I have these are Tracy Fox's labels, and I have a label with some blue. I like this one. Yeah, I wanted a little bit of blue. So let's get all this prepped. I don't know why it's a habit of mine to grunge the back. So that's that, and I know that I'm holding all this together with one of my rustic paper clip, and I keep my favorite in this, like, you know, I keep my favorite in this little envelope. So that's that. And then for my slide thing, I picked this one from my junky little box because I love that blue. How perfect is that blue? But I don't like that orange. So I took out some washi tape if I can find it. And of course, you know, when you need it, you cannot find it. I put it somewhere. I can always go get another washi tape. Because I need to cover that orange up. Because that orange is driving me crazy. The orange doesn't go here at all. I'll get that in a little bit. But okay. So we know I need to cover that up. I'll get it in 1 minute. Which I can always use this piece of something. But I used washi on the other one, so I'm going to look for washi. What else am I missing? This pretty girl. Oh, I have her already. But there was this tall girl. She's also part of an insert. Might as well do it while I'm here, and I have my glue gun handy. I know that on top of her, I want to put a little blue like that. Like a little grunge up little blue. Not ruffled, but just kind of like, I don't know. Just like a blue, crunchy, like all over the place, like that. And then a little bit more crunchy over here, more like scrunched together, I mean. I like that. And then she had, on this original one, there was a little bit of gold on top. So let me find something gold, but I don't want to use the same. That's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. I like that one so far. Oh, I like this one. Here we go. That's it. Something a little bit smaller. That'll work. On top. Like that. Okay, so that's part of my layering. Okay, there we go. So let me go look for my washi tape to cover this little orange spot that's driving me crazy, and I'll be right back. Okay, I know that my cat took my washi because he's a round thing and he loves round things. So I found this really pretty one. It's green. There's a lot of green going on. So I don't think the green's gonna look bad at all. I have blue, I just gotta find it, but I like this one. So, just to cover this orange that I'm not feeling here. There we go. Then we go like that. I'm just gonna cut a little bit of the excess. And maybe grunge that up a little bit. So I'm just working on my layers, okay? So for my tag, I have the tag. Then I have her. Then I have the little envelope that goes like that. But I want to see her little face, so she's got to come up a little bit. Like that. Isn't she pretty? And then I have the slide, but it's just a little bit of it. And then I have my tag. I mean my little label from Tracy Fox. And then a big paper clip. A big rusty paper clip. How cute is that? I love that. So that's my floating little dangle here. That's going to go here. But I got the back pocket already filled. And then for this little pocket with like the half moon thing, I think I'm going to put in that. I like her. But I think I want to put her in here. I think she might go maybe back here so I can see a little bit of the blue peeking out. And then in this other little pocket I have the little birdie. And then I have this little envelope just kind of dangling here like this. Very close to that blue. And then a little bit of that blue here. Then I know that this is floaty, and I want to, get a little bit of this on the bottom. And then I want to make sure that these little feet kind of come up the top. So see, like that. Like that, I like it. And then this is coming. This is that acetone. This is that that glue that I tried to save. Remember that I told you that I put non-acetone, which was not smart. Making sure. I think this is the only thing I had in the top, right? Yeah. If it's not, you can always play with this. See, and then she goes like that, and then you can still see some of the little layers and stuff. Oh my God, I love this. And then what I used was my little German twine that I haven't used in a while because I haven't been making journals. And then I just wrapped it around 3 times. Not too much underneath her neck because I don't want her to look like I'm choking her. Like that. And then just a cute little bow here. Nothing fancy. I mean, you could dangle something if you really want it. But I have that going on, so I didn't want to dangle. I didn't want any... I'm good with it. This is just enough bling. So that's it. There you go. That's it. She's all done. Another one. There we go. She's all done, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for, if you stayed this long, thanks for watching. And go get yourself some brown paper bags. I'm sure we have them, lunch bags everywhere. And make yourself a whole bunch of these envelopes. And like I said, I'm going to link Ivette's video because, she just explains things so clearly and precise. And I know that I don't. But I try my best. So I hope you like it and you got a few ideas. And if you make any, and if you do, and if you're on Instagram, tag me with your finished lunch paper bag envelope, and I would love to feature you on my stories on Instagram. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching. God bless, and thank you in advance for, I know, the lovely comments that you're going to leave. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.